Just experience this subtle connection with the self. As a being beyond the physical. I see myself more than what meets the eye. Physical existence is temporary. My subtle existence is permanent. I choose to see the subtle within. I choose to connect with the subtle. Experience the subtle. The feelings of subtle love, subtle power. These are times to be detached from the story, maintaining my sense of good wishes and pure feelings towards each and every being in the story. These are times to connect to the Supreme Being, the Divine Presence, whose unconditional love is what all of us want to experience in these times. These are times to spread that love in the entire world. These are times to move closer to a new reality, to a new beginning. A beginning that sees no sorrow, no peacelessness, just pure love, happiness that originates from purity. All of us have an important role in these times of transition. As we transition from our limited to eternal, unlimited identity, the entire world will also undergo this beautiful transition. These are times for us to radiate the vibrations of peace, of love, of acceptance, seeing every soul as innocent, seeing every soul as a child of God, and just looking at their special role in this play of life. These are times to move into a different dimension. Just as science changed with the invention of quantum physics, this is the time to take that quantum leap. In my spiritual progress. And experience something that is completely pure, benevolent, eternal. When we sit together like this, taking time out to connect with the One and to spread vibrations of peace in the world. The whole atmosphere is looking for these vibrations. Let us awaken the angel that is inside each one of us. And with that angel, let us make God accessible to each and every being on this planet. And we become instruments of God. We can be a channel, a medium to connect all souls in the world, all living beings, all creatures, the matter. We can make them belong and feel God's vibrations. These vibrations are of acceptance, of love, of forgiveness. Just feel that a new dawn is about to come with a world filled with happiness. As we distance ourselves from the physical, let us stay connected and become closer and closer to the subtle, the eternal, the real, the unlimited. Om Shanti. So, welcome to all the angels here. Thank you for taking this time out. As we all are in the phase of physical distancing, the thought was to take this opportunity and to see what really, how to utilize this time to connect to the subtle. Subtle is a lot more powerful than the physical. Just like a tree is physical, we can see it. The seed is subtle, we cannot see it. There's so much power in the seed. Just as electricity is subtle, we cannot see it, but is so powerful. The physical that it runs is something that is obvious, but subtle is something that is not obvious. And we need to find a subtle understanding, a perspective through which we can experience the subtle, through which we can live in the subtle, and through which we can move to the subtle. It's like moving my awareness, my consciousness to the subtle. And this is a very beautiful time. The other day we were discussing with someone, just like, the virus has a little time to prepare the ground, a couple of months. And this time that we have received is like preparation time, so that we can prepare inside for the future that is about to come, where um, we'll have to really radiate this energy of peace, compassion, love, and care in the world. So, thank you everyone for joining. And I would like to begin the session by welcoming our dear Sister Lakshmi. And Sister Lakshmi is a very senior yogi from Michigan. She's been practicing Raja Yoga meditation for more than 35 years or so. I was in Michigan for almost 8-9 years, and still now I feel a part of that family. It's a beautiful family. A few of us have been there, and Sister Lakshmi really plays that role of being a subtle support and a subtle, like just like a car cell or shock absorber. So she plays that role of just making everyone come together. And in my spiritual journey also, I received a lot of sustenance over the years from Sister Lakshmi. She really has that unconditional nature of giving and giving. So I would like to hear from Sister Lakshmi first, and her thoughts, her inspirations, and then we'll move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. It's very humbling to hear about my background. I mean, knowledge only for 32 years. And I don't see myself as a senior. I see myself as work in progress. I have a long way to go. And there are many things were alluded to, talked about. Someone's mic is on. By all the seniors. I'll start with Sister Kala. At the end of this program, the program that ended today, she talked about all the props are gone. She's talking about we really don't need to go anywhere to feel the energy of God. And it's what we have done, Peace Village and also Harmony House had come up with, the Boston family had come up with this beautiful retreat. And of course, their electronic props were needed, but nothing else was needed. None of us have to go there to experience that energy of Madhuban. And I was thinking on that the board props. If you look at our lives, we're all right now, all our props are gone. We cannot rely on many things like our roles per se, or possessions, and also people, because we cannot meet with them one-on-one anymore. So what I was thinking, what is my prop right now? Who's propping me up? That is Baba. I really have to have that feeling, faith. I am the one who's doing everything for God. I've become a puppet. So let me become detached from whatever I'm doing, be attracted, attached to, through the power of connection, power of love to Baba. And also, I was thinking of right now, even though I'm so-called coordinator, my role of that has changed so much. And I see myself as unemployed. And I was thinking, Brit Mohan said something about all of us are workers of Baba. We are supporting Baba's task, that is transformation. Right now, what is my job? What is my role? My role is really become more soul conscious. That is really the role that I want to experience and also express in everything that I'm doing. Role of a soul. And what does it entail? What does it mean? How can I be soul conscious? And today's Murli really touches on that. It says, loving and become content. Have I become content with everything, with people, with whatever I'm doing? If I'm not, that means there's something missing, something negative has entered. In order for me to be soul conscious, I need to close all the doors. including the windows, and isolate myself in stillness, in silence with Baba. And this virus is a gift for me. It has allowed me to stay put and also really focus on only one thing, my connection to Baba. Am I truly connected to the current, the powerhouse? Am I really doing what he wants me to do? For that, I need to become very still. What is my role right now from Baba's perspective? And the answer is a profound answer. He says, remember, you're here as my helper. You become my companion. So let me have that awareness. I'm in the company of God. I'm doing his task to help my family, my universal family. I just want to share one more thing, then I'll yield the floor to someone else. We should never forget that we are Brahmins. Brahmin is the elite form of human being. We have learned how to be close to Baba, how to be close to God. Let me stay connected to that energy. That is all I need to do. Everything else falls into place because in my limited vision, I cannot see the unlimited plans of the drama of Baba. For that, let me step out of the limited box that I've created for myself, going to unlimited. And also Saurabh a long time ago said when he came to Michigan, he had given a class on when you have no body, you have no story. To me, the story for all of us starts now. We are all souls, we are not bodies. How can we make this chapter resonate with God's love? This is an ending, this is a crescendo of our lives. How can I really benefit from this time, this confluence age, and become a Sattvic soul right now? It's a dress rehearsal, but we have the time to change into the new costume of an angel, right this moment. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Lakshmi. Very nice. So we'll begin our discussion, and feel free to interact and share thoughts. And Lakshmi, please also feel free to share your thoughts in between, and any others as well. Go deeper into this theme of from physical to subtle. So physical distancing. Moving to the subtle. So the keywords here, so from physical to subtle, and distancing and moving. Right? From physical to subtle, distancing and moving. If we try to understand the words physical and subtle, physical and subtle. So in order to understand the word physical and subtle, so how do we define the word physical, and how do we define the word subtle? What do you think? So this word physical and this word subtle. What is the difference between physical and subtle? What do you think?
Om Shanti, Brother Saurabh.
Om Shanti, Anubhav.
Yeah, like you had just mentioned, that's what I would think, that physical means something that has form and we can see visually,
Visual.
whereas subtle is very powerful, but we cannot see it visually.
Yeah, so be formless and invisible. Invisible. Yeah. Is the board, you can see the board, everyone?
Yes, brother.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Very nice. So the word form and formless. It's very interesting. Yesterday, we were discussing this. If we see water, so what is the chemical formula of water?
H2O.
H2O, right? And so water exists in 3 forms. What are those forms? So the first form is
Water, ice, solid, liquid, gas.
Yeah, right, very nice. So you have ice, you have liquid water, and then you have gas, which is called vapor. And all 3 have the same composition, so to say, like H2O. Vapor is H2O, water is H2O, ice is H2O. But the form is different. Right? The form of ice is solid, the form of water is liquid, the form of vapor is gas. In the same way, it's like to my identity, so I, the being, am the same, but there's one identity which is physical and one which is subtle, non-physical. Just like if I have to convert, let's say, water into vapor, so I would boil the water and then it would hit a boiling point and then it would convert to vapor. And if I look at the speed with which a liquid will flow and a vapor will flow, is it same or different?
Different.
Very different, right? A vapor can easily, just fly across. But liquid, still it can flow, but it needs time. It's slower than vapor. It's like once I have hit that boiling point, then the transformation takes place. So when we are looking at the physical in terms of form, so it's basically the consciousness, whether it is thinking or locked in the physical, or it is locked in the subtle, or it's thinking about the subtle, or it is in the subtle, experiencing the subtle. So so just like vapor, right, it will condense, and vapor condenses into water, and water boils into vapor. So the state of mind that is subtle, that is floating, it can suddenly precipitate, into water or the physical, come down. Yeah, but then from the physical to go to subtle, you need that boiling, right? When you boil, then the form starts to change. So physical and subtle are basically telling us that these are 2 components or aspects of the identity that we hold on to in our mind. So physical is something that may be limited, that is limited by these senses. And the subtle is something that is not limited by these senses. That's why we say visible and invisible. Visible and invisible. So things that matter in life, things that matter to us, really, Are they visible or invisible? This is something that I have to ask myself. So what matters to me, for example, is to have loving relationships with everyone. So is love visible or invisible?
Invisible.
Invisible. It's a feeling. It's an emotion that we feel, and we feel very recharged when we feel that emotion, that feeling of love. Similarly, it's like things that really matter. Like, what is all of this made up of? The matter, all the matter is made up of, we say, atom, right? And the most powerful form of physical energy is the atomic energy or the nuclear energy. Now, atom, is it visible or is it invisible?
Invisible.
Invisible. Things that matter to us, electricity, the energy, electricity, is it visible or invisible? It is invisible. These are all subtle. These are all subtle. But subtle is uh, enabling the physical to flow, right? So in a way, the subtle is the essence. Subtle is the essence, and physical is the expansion. And when the expansion is very large, then the essence has to be very, very powerful. When the essence is strong, then I can actually hold the expansion. This journey of physical to subtle is actually the journey from expansion to essence. And the essence is always quiet. The essence is at the center. So just like a hurricane will come, but so the hurricane is very powerful, right? And everything that comes in its way, it'll just destroy it. There's a lot of expansion to it, the way the winds are moving. But what about the eye of the hurricane? How is it? The eye of the hurricane, which is actually holding the hurricane, the essence, is peaceful. So if things change around me, physical will change. Right? So physical will change. Always. The only thing constant in the physical world is, what is one word that is constant in the physical world? What is that one word?
Change.
Very nice. Change. Things change. Things keep changing. Yeah. So just like a hurricane, right? It keeps on. Like all these things change. We say storm. Storm is something that, the process of change is fast. And in a movie also, we'll say, towards the climax or towards the suspense, everything happens very dramatically. It's very fast. In order for me to be calm in this hurricane is for me to be at the center, to be at the essence. And that's why this journey from the physical to the subtle is the journey back to the essence. Journey back to the essence. When I understand the essence, when I hold the essence in my mind, in my intellect, then no matter whatever is changing around me, I'll be safe. I'll be protected. The change or the expansion or the form won't have an impact on me. And we say spirituality or meditation, there's a nice quote. It says spirituality is a journey towards subtlety. Subtlety. So an indicator that I'm making spiritual progress, or my mind is more and more peaceful, is that my attention will go towards the subtle. It will not go towards the physical. No matter in what situation I am in, even if I'm talking to someone, I'm listening to them, I won't really pay much attention to, the story that they're sharing, although I'm listening, but my intention would be towards the subtle, what this soul really needs in this time. How can I connect to God and be in that vibration that can be of help to that soul right now? So subtle is powerful. Subtle is powerful. And the subtle energy of the soul, of who we are, actually governs life around us. When the subtle energy, the soul, is powerful, then everything around it also becomes very beautiful. When the subtle energy, the soul, is weak, then the drama, the life around the soul becomes chaotic. So right now, if I see chaos in the world outside, somewhere the reason is the collective um, um, precipitation of consciousness from vapor to water, which we call as from thinking of myself as an eternal being and giving love and respect to everyone, having that compassion towards everyone, to downfall of just thinking about my own well-being, not caring about others, which is getting locked in that role and just trying to get more and more for that role to make me feel secure. And that is the body consciousness. So because the subtle energy has kind of come down, that's why the matter is kind of in a chaotic regime right now. But the more I take this time and opportunity to move into the subtle, to move into the powerful, to move into the invisible, and to hold that feeling that I'm a being of light, I'm a pure soul, I'm eternal, and so is everyone else, and everyone else is a pure and peaceful being, and they are all worthy of love and respect. The more I'm full here, then whatever is happening around me will automatically change, shift. So distancing from the physical. So this whole situation is telling us we should be distant from the physical, because the moment I come into proximity, there is a risk that the infection may spread. Right? So it's like in my consciousness, if I feel that I'm coming into the physical, that means my consciousness can catch the virus. And that virus is the virus of ego, the virus of attachment, the virus of greed, the virus of anger, the virus of desire. So physical distancing is also, I'm distancing myself from all that virus, all that illusion. A consciousness that is locked in the physical is wired to get infected by vices. So I don't need to make any effort to become greedy. I'll automatically catch that virus. I don't need to make effort to be angry. I'll automatically catch that virus. the moment I come into the physical. And the moment I transcend into the subtle, then I don't need to make any effort to get rid of anger. I don't need to make any effort to get rid of ego, attachment, greed, desire, anything. Automatically, the consciousness in the subtle is wired to be viceless. Viceless. So this is the world of vice, and this is the world of viceless. A word that rhymes with the viceless is one word that rhymes with viceless, and which we all use these days more than ever before.
Brother, is it peaceless?
Peaceless, right? And that's also a good rhyming word. There's another word that rhymes very well, and we all use it. Even right now, we are using it. Most of us. It is. We have to take its connection, like in our homes. And without it, our phone will not work. Our computer.
Wireless.
Very nice. Yeah. Wireless. Yeah. Wireless. 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 See, right now, we are all sitting in our homes or some other places, and we all have a subtle identity on this through the wireless through which we are connected. Isn't that right? So in a way, we are connected, but not physically, but subtly, through the power of wireless, right?
Wireless.
And if the wireless connectivity or the speed or the power is low, then this connection may get lost. Right? In the same way, what fuels this transition, this journey into the subtle, and what allows me to stay in the subtle is viceless. Viceless. So the more my intellect is prone to any vice, right? It's like my world is different. Like today we studied beautiful words, and these words are really very nice for us to maybe discuss together. And these are Hindi words, but we'll also understand the meaning in English. Pardes, Swades, Pardharam, Swadharam. So Pardesh means foreign country, and Swadesh means my home of residence. Pardharam means an external religion or nature that is not mine, and Swadharam means the nature that is mine. So where we are living right now, the physical, the home of the physical, and this whole story of the physical is it Swadesh or is it Pardesh? What would you say? Where we are living right now, in our home, in this world, is it Swadesh or Pardesh? Pardesh.
Pardesh.
Pardesh. This feeling that this is Pardesh, meaning that I, the spiritual, the subtle entity, the metaphysical being, I'm playing a role here, but I don't belong here. I don't belong here. So the moment I remember that this is Pardes, this is not my Swades, and my Swades is my home of light, which is beyond. where I live in eternal bliss. So the moment I feel that this is my Swadesh, physical is my Swadesh, then what happens? Then what becomes activated? What becomes activated? The moment I feel that physical is my Swadesh, then would virtues be activated or would vices be activated? What do you think?
Vices.
Vices, yeah.
Ego gets activated.
Yeah, very nice. Absolutely. So the moment I feel that this is Swadesh, this is where I belong, it's like the vice becomes activated. Automatically, I'll have ego, right? I'll have attachment to it. I'll have greed. I want to get more and more and more to feel secure, right? So that's why transitioning from physical to subtle is through understanding that this physical is Pardesh and subtle is my Swadesh. I can become viceless by understanding that Swadesh, my Swadesh, is not physical, but it is subtle. It's like feeling that I'm not a resident of this physical world. I'm a resident of a subtle dimension. And that dimension is a dimension where there is complete bliss, silence. And with understanding of this, my intellect becomes viceless. And when this connection of viceless is strong, then I can easily be uplifted through a subtle identity, right? And I can feel that I'm flying, and I can really connect to all the souls in the world. Right? In order to serve through, right now, many of us feel, how can I serve? How can I serve? Right? And service has to be through the instrument of the mind, which needs to be viceless. Only when it is viceless, only when it is in the subtle, can it function without vice. Otherwise, even service can be filled with ego. Like today we were learning, right? Like suksham, like subtle traces of ego can come. Or the feeling of arrogance or being insulted can come. So one is Swadesh, Pardesh, other is Swadharam, Pardharam. Dharam is my nature. So my nature, my real nature, is not of the physical. In the physical world, the real nature in the physical world is to be thinking about the limited, to be thinking about what matters to the physical. But the real nature of the subtle is to be angelic, is to give, is to forgive, is to be compassionate, is to be loving. That's the real nature of the subtle. So in a way, the transition from physical to subtle is also the transition of the human to human to
Angels.
very nice, human to angel. We say an angel descends, right? An angel comes from up above into this world. An angel of peace, an angel of compassion, an angel of kindness, generosity. So let me feel that I am that angel, and my purpose of being here right now in this time, in this world, is to spread that hope, compassion, love in the world. And that can happen when I'm viceless, connected to the subtle, in the subtle. Does it kind of make sense?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Any thoughts anyone would like to share before we move on to the next subject here?
For example, the rose you can put into the cemetery or the temple or the party, but its fragrance and it looks never change.
Mm. Right, very nice. The rose always will spread the fragrance. So it's not thinking about the physical, it's not thinking about where I am, but it is just Swadaram, its real nature is to give fragrance. And that's what it is doing. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Any?
Sarabhai,
Yes.
we talked about the coronavirus as the evil and things like that, but maybe it was an instrument from the divine to tell us that we were going the wrong way and we need to go back to our basics to start again.
Yes. Yeah. Very nice. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. It's like we had a very nice couple of weeks back, a whole talk by Sister Mohini. Sister Mohini is our spiritual resource. And she was sharing how the word corona is in English and a similar Hindi word is karuna. And karuna means compassion. So this whole episode of corona is allowing us to emerge karuna, compassion. So corona is in the physical world and karuna should be in the subtle space. So when my heart is filled with karuna, compassion towards even my own self, even to me, forgiving myself, loving myself, and compassion towards every being, not blaming anyone for this, not judging, but just having that compassion. We're all in it together. The whole family of human souls is in it together, and this is teaching us to be more subtle, operate from a space of virtues, operate from a space of reality rather than the physical, which is all influenced by vices and which is not ours anyway in the first place. It is all pardesh and pardharam. We have to go to the reality, which is swadesh and swadaram. Yeah. In science, there is the Einstein's equation. You know the Einstein's equation?
E equal to mc square.
Very nice. Yeah. E equals to mc square. So it's like if mass can be converted into energy, it is multifold. It's like it just multiplies exponentially. So the factor c square, c is the speed of light, right? So this mass is basically, if we understand this in terms of our topic today, is this mass is the physical, and this energy is energy of the subtle. So it's like transitioning from physical to subtle. It's like a whole different dimension. So physical is linear. Physical is linear, and subtle is exponential. Just like difference between water and vapor, right? So water is, it can just flow, in a certain proximity or in a certain constrained environment, but vapor is unlimited, can flow. And in the same way, this physical and subtle. So when we are subtle, we can exponentially grow. When we are physical, and an interesting thing is, even when we talk about spirituality, if I think of spirituality from a physical perspective, then my growth in spirituality will also be linear or can easily be plateaued out. And if I think of spirituality from the subtle, then my growth would be exponential. In a very short time, I can make a very substantial progress. And that's what, like, coming from physical, I can think of, what I need to do, what I do not need to do, or sometimes it may just boil down to certain rituals. But then coming from the subtle is when I understand the real force of life is I, the spirit, and my connection with God, the Supreme. Then it's like I can grow exponentially. When I feel that the spiritual endeavor is not for anything physical, but for the soul, and the growth can be exponential. So, these days we talk about the exponential growth, right, a lot in the news and in articles, what we read. So the virus, if we see, the virus is also subtle. We cannot see it, and the moment we come close physically, this subtle virus gets activated and it grows exponentially. So anything that is subtle has a power to grow exponentially. Anything that is subtle has the power to grow exponentially. Just like this energy is exponentially large. And that's why this atomic energy, atomic nuclear bombs are created, because it's exponential. It just, grows. So just like the virus also grows exponentially, because it is subtle, the moment I go into the subtle, go into the realm of the soul, start to see everyone as soul, start to see myself also, not in this limited physical with a birth and a death, no, but my eternal journey, my eternal perspective, and my connection with the Supreme, and my role right now. Then I can just grow exponentially. If you think about how to move, how to make that move, right? How to really make that move from the physical to the subtle, from human to the angel. We had a very learned brother, spiritual senior, his name was Anthony Strano, and he wrote a beautiful book on this steps from a human to an angel. And some very nice thoughts he shared. One thought that he shared was that how like humans think and the angels think, right? So how the thinking from the physical perspective or the subtle perspective. So humans will measure, and angels will donate. Humans will criticize, angels will empathize. Humans will humans hear and angels listen. Like a level deeper. Humans love, but angels cherish. So they love each and every being equally. No influences or no prejudices. It said, Humans learn and angels remember. So when we are subtle, it automatically, the wisdom that is there in the soul, it emerges. And suddenly I come to realize, and then we feel that we start to love our own company. Yeah. Because there's so much within the soul that is waiting to come out. And this time is actually allowing us to do that. The more I stay in the subtle, then the original wisdom that is there in the soul, it comes onto the surface. So making that move, making that transition is again about that boiling we talked about, right? From water to vapor. So when I start to boil in what? So there is a heat, source of heat, and I expose myself to that source of heat, and I allow that heat to come in to penetrate my being. And then suddenly I'll start to feel my temperature is increasing, meaning that I'm less and less influenced by the physical. So I'm rising up, and when there's a critical limit, which is the boiling point, then this whole new dimension experience becomes accessible to me. Experience of the angel, of the soul. And that source, who is that source? Source of compassion, source of love, source of truth. Who do you think is the real source of all goodness, real source of unconditional love?
God.
Yeah, very nice. So that the moment I connect with God, and these times are actually when the external supports, like Sister Lakshmi said, the external props are dwindling, are coming down, it's time to really explore my relationship with God. Explore my relationship with God, my personal relationship with God. And to allow myself to be in the company of God. The more I'm in the subtle, I can experience His company, because God never comes in the physical. He doesn't have a body. He doesn't have a role in the sense of physical role. He's always in the subtle. The more I move into the subtle, the more I am exposed to that loving energy of God. It's like going to a sky which is beyond this sky. The sky beyond the sky. There's a physical sky and there's a spiritual sky. The sky beyond the sky. And these are the times when even I make a little effort to come into the subtle, God is just waiting to pull the intellect. Because these are times when, through all of us, see, all of us are here together. All of us are instruments of God to create something that God wants us to create, which is a world of peace and happiness and love. The more I stay in the subtle, stay with God, in the presence of God, then I'll feel that I'm completely immersed in that divine love. And as a spiritual practice, over the last few days, we've been practicing these different stages in meditation. One is to feel that we are angels, we are angelic. Another is to feel that we are spiritual beings, souls, just an eternal being of light. And the third is to feel that I completely and eternally belong to God. and to get soaked in that love, what we call as the loveline stage. So these times are inspiring us to do that. Any other thoughts anyone would like to share? Sister Lakshmi, would you like to share any inspirations?
You're doing a wonderful job, brother. I like the way you use your expertise in science, mathematics to share, make this so not only enlightening, but also to make it understand different way. Someone's mic is on. I don't know which one. I don't know, but I can feel the echo. I apologize.
Sorry, yeah.
And my thoughts on this whole thing is, some of us, we like to distance ourselves physically from other people because of our arrogance or is a need to feel that maybe we're better than them or maybe we are inferior to them. But in this case, drama has given us an opportunity to really distance ourselves from the physical bodies in a very spiritual way. You can be with people, but also can be feeling the distance. But to me, let me not have that feeling of distancing myself with anyone, but make sure that I'm really getting close to them in a spiritual level. It's a very, to me, it's a very educational for me to sit at home and really ponder, think of reflecting on my self-improvement. It can be very challenging because, to be honest with you, I have never done that. So this is a wonderful opportunity for me to sit still and really focus on the self and how to really distance myself, not just physically, but also spiritually with love. So that is my take on this whole topic. But you're doing a wonderful job, brother. Thank you for inviting us. And one parting note, whenever you have programs such as this, do inform the family in Michigan because all of us are really craving and also thirsting for different ways to approach this topic on how to really become closer to Baba. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Om Shanti. Brother Saurabh, I think you're on unmute, brother. You need to.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry. So, and I was just saying that what you said made a lot of sense, that these are the times that like physical distancing is allowing us to connect to one another more spiritually, more subtly. There is a lot more love, a lot more compassion. We listen to each other. Before we were not even properly able to find time for the family, for friends, but now everyone has a lot of time. So it's like connecting to each other on a subtle spiritual level. So physical distancing is actually helping us do that. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any thoughts anyone else would like to share?
And probably also connecting with their inner self, like going on that inner journey of self-actualization. Kind of.
Very nice. Yes. Very nice. Great. Let us maybe spend just a few minutes connecting, making that connection with the divine, with the source, and moving.
Before you do that, Saurabh,
Huh?
how often do you do these programs?
What's that, Sister Lakshmi?
How often do
Ah.
you do these programs?
We do every Sunday, sister. Yeah.
10:30 to 12 is
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
program.
Every Sunday, 10:30 to 12, we do.
And the reason is I'm inviting the seniors to come.
Uh-huh.
One is, of course, Rita Ben from Boston. The
Uh-huh.
other one is from Tampa, Shireen Ben,
Mm.
to come and meet you guys. But I don't want to have any conflicts. So let me see if I can create a different time frame for both of them to come.
Sure.
But I
We
want-
can also definitely join and.
Because I want the Midwest family to become closer. Not that we are not closer, don't get me wrong, but more unified in your spiritual effort.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Lakshmi. Thank you. Yeah. So let us take a few moments. So as we sit quietly, we realize that there's a dimension which is beyond the physical. There's a dimension that is beyond the ordinary. There's a dimension that is beyond any trace of vices. There's a dimension where I, the being, spiritual being, belong to. And that is the dimension, the subtle dimension, the real dimension. Where we have to go. In meditation, I create this time to bring the fullness, bring the fragrance of the subtle into the physical. Let me connect myself to my true being beyond this physical body as a tiny being of light. I see myself as a being filled with compassion, filled with kindness, generosity, good wishes, pure feelings towards everyone that I know, every person I know. And Now to the whole world, every being in this universe is worthy of supreme respect. Life is a play. We're all actors. We're all playing this play. Actors are all innocent. And we all belong to the one God, the Supreme Being. As I fly up in the sky, beyond the sky, into the world of silence, I come in close proximity to the presence of this most beautiful divine being, God, who is my eternal parent, who knows me completely, who cares for me unconditionally, who just loves me completely without any expectations. God's love is simple, pure, pristine, divine. It's like a ray of light emerging from the sun of knowledge and love, penetrating my being as I get soaked in this warmth of God's love. I completely belong here in this world of silence. There's no need to pretend to be something else, somebody else. I can easily be myself. Everyone is a friend here. I don't need to prove myself to anybody. In this space, God is mine and I am His. This is our bond of love. I let God's love penetrate my being, my heart completely. And now when I look at the world down below, the globe, the playground, the earth, I have feelings of overwhelming love pouring out into each and every being of this earth. Let us all be God's angels as beings of pure and divine light, sharing God's love with every being in this world. We are God's messengers, we are God's instruments to bring about the world of love, the world of happiness, the world free from sorrow, free from attachments. As we come back to the awareness of this moment, we realize that sitting in this physical, we are subtle beings that belong to God. And God has sent us here on this planet to spread His love, to spread His vibrations in this world. Om Shanti. Thank you, angels. Please stay on for a couple of more minutes. We have something for you. Please don't leave.
Is it Toli or blessings or both? Gifts.
So this is a blessing for everyone. So what we'll do is we'll just read it out. So the first one is dear Sister Lakshmi. So Lakshmi,
Ji.
you have a generous heart. You see the strength of every soul you meet.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Baba.
And this is for Rajesh Ben. She has joined. Are you there, Rajesh Ben? Your ability to embrace change equips you to spread joy and enjoy your inner beauty.
Thank you.
And Naresh Bhai, you constantly progress in life because you see every situation as an opportunity to learn and grow.
Thank you.
And Sandhya Ben, this is for you. You always keep self-respect in your awareness and hold others in high honor.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you.
And this is for Jatin Bhai. Shine the light of respect. You recognize that each human being is unique and appreciate the beauty that each one adds to life like flowers in a garden.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you. Rekha Ben, this is for you. You constantly experience self-progress, and in your company, others get empowered to succeed and move forward.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. This is for Bhartesh Bhai. Through your face filled with happiness and divine virtues, you give happiness to many.
Thank you.
Thank you. Manisha Ben, this is for you. Your positive thoughts provide pure energy to everyone around you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is for Sister Kim. Every day is new and precious. You realize this and welcome each moment with wondrous joy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Sister, this is for Mali. You're able to transform the atmosphere through your pure heart and love for the world family.
Thank you.
Thank you. And is it Anuben 734-812-0833? Om Shanti, Anuben.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Anuben. You are courageous. You stay light and cheerful by passing through everything as a game.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you. And this is for Kushbu Ben. By making God the light of your life becomes a beacon of hope in the world.
Thank you, Saurabh. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Is Bhaiji also there? I'm sorry, I forgot his name. What was
No, Muktanil is not here.
Mukul, right?
Muktanil.
Muktanil Bhai. Yeah. So this is for him.
Sure.
Your true beauty is the light of virtues that shines through your smile and every action. Your inner beauty is incomparable.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. And this is for Pashika Ben. Your eyes shine the sparkle of light and might of your pure heart.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you. This is for Subhash Bhai. You are aware of where your attention goes and direct your energies to grow virtues and strengths.
Shanti.
Thank you. This is for Neera Ben. Is that Neera Ben? With your light-hearted nature and good attitude, others become free from their worries in your company. Thank you. This is Pallavi Ben. Is that Pallavi Ben? You think before.
Yes.
Om Shanti. You think
Yes.
before you think. You think before you think and choose only high-quality thoughts.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you. And is that Girija Ben? Girija Ben. You see everyone's specialities and goodness. You color the world with the beauty of your positive vision. And is this Vatsala Ben? Vatsala ji?
Yes.
Yeah. You're always gentle on yourself and encourage yourself to let go and move on.
Absolutely. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Is anyone else with you listening today? Okay.
Yes, Lalita is with me.
Lalita ji. So this is for her. You illuminate the path to success through the light of your inner contentment.
Thank you so much, Saurabh.
Thank you. And this is Bindu Ben. In all your activities and practical life, you are an inspiring example for others. So true.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Baba. Beautiful.
And this is for Meena Ben. You have firm faith in knowing that when you align yourself with your highest values, your victory is guaranteed.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you. Is Manoj Bhai there? This is for Manoj Bhai. The blossoms. Om Shanti, Manoj. Om Shanti, Manoj Bhai. The blossoms of your positive and pure thoughts make your world beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you. And this is Dev is with you? Dev is with you?
No, Dev is at Priyan and with Priyan and Vibhuti.
Give our regards to him. And yeah, I have now Hindi blessings. English are gone. So I'll read the Hindi blessings. Pallavi Ben, Om Shanti. Is that Pallavi Ben?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yeah.
Oh, it's two Pallavi then.
So this is for the Pallavi Ben. आप सदा बुद्धि से भी समर्पित रहे परिस्थिति में सहनशील बन मौज का अनुभव करने वाली आत्मा हो.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you. This is for Ashok Bhai. आप सर्व प्राप्तियों से सदा संपन्न हो, इसलिए सदा हर्षित, सदा सुखी और खुश नसीब हो. And this is for Jeet. Jeet is there. आप सदा बाप दादा के स्नेह में समाई हुई और श्रीमत पर चलने वाली आज्ञाकारी आत्मा हो. Thank you. And we have another angel, 586-604-0355. May we know your good name?
Brother, my name is Meenakshi.
Okay, Meenakshi Ben, this is for you. आप त्रिकालदर्शी स्वस्थिति द्वारा हर परिस्थिति को पार करने वाली श्रेष्ठ आत्मा हो.
Thank you, brother. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Is there anyone else who got left behind?
Saurabh,
Yourself.
Mom and dad are with you on the call?
Yeah, they are in India. They have joined also, sister.
Okay, hello, Benji. Bye, Saurabh. Om Shanti.
राजेश भाई, नरेश भाई, आप बोल सकते हैं.
Om Shanti. Sister Lakshmi.
Om Shanti, Benji. So nice to hear your voices. Thank you, Baba.
हम कह रहे थे कि नहीं है, देखिए संगम युग में कैसे बात हो जाती है. आज ही हमारा संकल्प चल रहा है करनी है. कितना दिन हो गया वहाँ है मिशिगन में, और बेटा कैसा है, बहू बेटे सब कैसे हैं आपके बच्चे, बेटे की जो तबीयत.
Much good. They're good. They're very good.
Son is good.
Yeah.
Health-wise is good.
Yeah. Thank you for all you have done for me in Madhuban. Bhai Sahab was unbelievable. They're very kind. I've not shared this with Saurabh Bhai. Both
Your
of you.
grandkids?
They're good. They're very good. They're busy. But they have done so much for me in Madhuban. It's very endearing.
No,
thank you.
It was their pleasure also. They were saying they really enjoyed your company. Yeah.
Om Shanti sister, Om Shanti sister Rajesh and brother. ये सिस्टर अनु बोल रही हूँ. आप कैसे हैं?
हाँ, अच्छे हैं. अनु बहन बोल रहे हैं ना, मिशिगन से?
हाँ जी, मैं अनु बहन बोल रही हूँ मिशिगन से.
हाँ, आपकी आवाज मैंने पहचान ली. कैसे हैं अनु बहन?
मैं ठीक हूँ. थोड़ा मेरा गला थोड़ा सा ऐसा हो रहा है कुछ, पर वैसे मैं ठीक हूँ. पर आपकी आवाज
जरूर
बहुत अच्छा लगा सिस्टर.
बाकी आप लोग सब सेफ हैं उधर ना मिशिगन में?
हाँ जी, सब सेफ है. ठीक है,
तो सब सेफ ही होंगे,
हाँ.
क्योंकि इन्हें ज्यादा. So that's good. और भी सभी को हमारी याद दीजिएगा अनु बहन.
जरूर दूंगी, जरूर. थैंक यू सिस्टर.